think this is on now. Hey everybody, Oggie here, how's it going? Welcome to me rambling while trying to play some games from the Disney Afternoon Collection. So, this is supposed to be story time. I'm probably not going to stick to it very well because I'm probably going to do really bad on the game if I do so. But, as one person probably remembers, I actually did play Rescue Rangers on my channel a very, very long time ago. And so, it was with my cousin. But anyway, I didn't want to talk about that at all today. Today I wanted to talk about, so I saw a video on YouTube, probably about a month ago now, maybe longer than that actually, of another channel, and it was a guy describing his high school prom story. And so, I don't know how I really want to start talking about this because, well, I didn't actually go to prom in high school. So, I take that back. I went to junior prom. I went to prom junior year. That was a whole bunch of interesting things in itself. My date was Jean Morrison. She drove. I went to her dad's place to... I met her. We went back to her dad's place so we could do like the traditional "you better be back home before blah blah blah" do talkie, except she was driving and the only questions that he asked me were math questions. And so I was being tested on my inverse trigonometry antiderivatives. I think I got a couple of them right. But again, it's like, well, holy crap, dude, it's prom night. That's not what I'm thinking about right now. I got other things to think about, like what am I gonna do with Jean at the prom, and like, and how many people are gonna be there, and all that other stuff. And so it was really nice. It was really nicely set up. It was at one of the houses downtown. And knowing all the rich kids that went to my school, probably somebody knew somebody who, you know, either owned or worked at that place, so that's not too much of a surprise there. But the big thing was just trying to get there. You know, we all had dinner. I like a Chinese restaurant that is no longer there, and that place has never been able to reliably... That place has never been able to reliably be open or be open for very long, so different things keep popping in all the time. Anyway, so we're driving over to the place where prom's supposed to be, and like we're just kind of caravanning behind some other people that we know, and then all of a sudden one of them veers off into a garage, into a parking garage downtown, and we're like, where are they going? You know, why are they deviating from the route? And of course, us being teenagers and such, you know, we were like, oh my gosh, there can only be one conclusion of this whole thing. They must have gone into the parking garage in order to make out. That's totally what they're doing. Oh man. And of course they were both musicians in the orchestra at the time, so and we were like, oh, they're gonna make out in the parking garage. But no, and so anyway, so the story was, no, apparently the guy just really had to go to the bathroom, and so he found a dark corner to be in. Ow! My bomb exploded on me. That wasn't good. I also have pepper. I need to not die here. And so at the prom, it was fine. I mean, I had rented a tuxedo and I was uncomfortable in it the entire time, so it was not my favorite thing ever. But I mostly just hung out with, you know, my friends and the other people I knew. And so, admittedly, I was kind of close to a lot of the kids in the year above me, so it was their senior prom. Oh no, okay, you know what? I have this thing, I have this option. here, so let's do that. I've got the stupid option on the PS4 collection, so I'm a rewind time like nothing ever happened. Except I can't rewind the real past. Yes. No, but so prom was awesome. You know, there was a lot of punch, a lot of talking, blah blah blah. And of course I didn't, you know, I wasn't into it very much. I mostly just hung out with my friends, she mostly hung out with her friends. And so, slow dance time came along, you know, the slow song. I don't even remember who won prom king or queen or whatever. That doesn't make any, I have an idea who it might have been, but I honestly can't say with confidence on what it was, so it doesn't really matter too much. Ow. Whew, that was cool. I need to not die here as well. But the slow dance song was a U2 with or without you. And so that went fine. And then after prom, we went to a friend's house just to chill. There was a lot of people, like maybe 8 or 10 people. They were just chilling and talking about the future and stuff. And so, you know, it was junior year, so a lot of us were getting ready to apply for college and that kind of thing. So we were talking about like places where we might go. Where did Gina end up going? I know she went to Washington for graduate school. Wow, where did she go for undergrad though? Was it also Washington? It might have also been Washington. I'm not confident on that answer though. So that was junior prom, which was essentially my prom period because senior year came around. You know, we were talking about going to prospective colleges and stuff, like I just mentioned. And so, senior year, I had gotten admitted into MIT. And so they sent out the thing, they're like, hey, come check us out. You know, we can talk about housing, we can talk about financing, all the other stuff. Come see us on our, you know, what's the pre-frosh weekend or something. And so, the only problem was, that was the weekend of my prom. And so, it was like, well, I knew about going to MIT, and so I hadn't really asked to talk to anybody about it, and so, admittedly, I did leave a friend kind of hanging without a date, and so some other friends hooked them up with a blind date, and, turned out they're married now. So, I guess that worked out in my favor, or their favor. I don't know. But, you know, so I was at MIT during what would have been my prom. And so, naturally I was kind of bummed out, and for a multitude of reasons. One of them being that I just realized I was not going to be able to go to MIT because of finance. I totally thought I was dead right there. Okay, let's go back in time. Can I save this here? Let's see here. Okay. Alright, but anyway, going back to, yeah, so MIT, it was not going to work out because they were not wanting to provide any kind of funding. You know, this was back in 2005, so I was just kind of shit without a paddle there. But, you know, so I was still exploring everything. You know, I went to like all the different stuff that they had to offer, like, you know, they were like, here, come see this guy's senior musician's piano recital, or, you know, go see this economics class, and I got a D on the quiz on the economics class, so I remember that part was cool. And then I also went to a math class, and they talked about contour integration, and that was pretty cool at the time. And admittedly, you know, I remember the sort of snarkiness too of when they had like their little major fair for all the prospective students. It was like, oh cool, like, well, how many courses do you have to take to become a math major? And they're like 10, but they're really hard. And it's like, wow, Good thing you're a math major and not a public relations person. And so, admittedly, a lot of things, you know, turned me off while I was there. There were a couple awesome things. There was a, I guess it's not a fraternity, but it's just one of the housing groups that I felt like if I had gone, I totally would have been a part of them. And so, I forget what, it was some, it had letters or Greek letters in their name, but they were like a co-ed, I guess, not really fraternity, but kind of sort of, or at least acting like one. I don't remember the name of it at all. I probably have it in notes somewhere, but... Ah! Dale. Stop sucking. Stop dying. Haha! Apple power. No, so yeah, because all they did there was they played a lot of video games. Well, we watched some Japanese movies. It was a cool place to just kind of hang out, and I feel like I would have been kind of comfortable there at that spot. But anyway, like I said, I didn't actually go to that college, so come on, go there. There it is. And so that weekend they'd happen to have a dance going on, and I was like, cool. So I'm just gonna try and probably treat that as like my senior prom. Yay, we rescued Gadget. Whoop-de-doo. Come on, can I not skip this? I guess not. And so it was, what was it called? It was the Yuri Gagarin space party, because it was the anniversary of Yuri Gagarin's exaunt into space, I guess. And so, you know, it was kind of a futuristic-y dance thing, and admittedly, you know, I walked into the place, they paid like $5 to get in, and, you know, they had balloons, they had music going on, they had a bunch of people sitting in corners and not dancing, and I was like, oh, it's my prom! This is my prom! This is my prom that I'm gonna totally try and enjoy as much as I can. And it was awesome. So I hung out with a few people, and in typical high school wallflower fashion, we didn't do any dancing, but when the balloons started to deflate, we all played with them tremendously. And they did have one slow dance song that I remember. It was Rocket Man by Elton John. And again, I don't know like how much word there had been about the dance, or like maybe they were students, maybe they weren't, I don't know. But while I was there, there was an older couple, older as in their 40s, a couple that was there at the dance, and I just distinctly remember hearing the wife say, as Rocket Man were playing, she said, "This is like our wedding." And I was just like, oh, you know, like hashtag goals now is what you would say. But, and it was just a lot of fun that time. And admittedly, I was a little nervous because, you know, I knew I wasn't going to be able to go to MIT anymore. And so that part made me kind of sad. But I was like, no, that is, essentially, that was my version of my senior prom. I didn't have to dress up at all fancy, which was nice for me because, again, I did not have a lot of money. My family did not have a lot of money. We actually had to, it was a college, I went to a college prep school, and so actually in order to take the AP test, I had to apply for a scholarship because I couldn't afford to take the AP tests on my own. And I did well my senior year. I think I got 4s and 5s on everything that year, so I definitely made them worth it, but at the same time, it was like, ugh, money sucks. Alright, okay. And you died? Okay, cool. And here's how they get Monterey Jack into the game. Whoop-de-doo. See, where is... I don't know where there's an acorn around here, just so I can play it a little bit safer. Cool. Zipper! I think there was a star and I despawned it. That's too bad. But that, so admittedly though, another thing that I just remember just really distinctively while I was up there is that there were a couple songs that, you know, I just heard in varying contexts that just really stuck with me. One of them being Champagne Supernova by Oasis. They played that at the dance. I mean, that was what I considered the slow dance song, but, you know, that wasn't the official one. And otherwise, why would you have that as your first thing? Whatever. Okay, now I understand having that one. Another one was Alive by Pearl Jam. There was one of the fraternities on campus, and I don't know which one it was, but I was just walking by it, and I guess they were queening or something, but one guy just had Pearl Jam on at full blast, windows open, as he was doing something in his dorm room, so... And, of course, you know, I mean, I've heard Alive by Pearl Jam plenty of times, but I don't know, that time for some reason just gave it a really special meaning. I don't know where I would have stayed if I had... I mean, I went to a bunch of the dorms just to check them all out, but I don't know which dorm I would have actually gone to. Again, I think I might have actually done that off-campus complex. I mean, they just seemed like a kind of nerdy, dorky people that I would feel comfortable with. Ah, wait. Can I fix that? Ah! Ah! If I died, I'm no! Okay. But, yeah, so that was just kind of, you know, high school prom day with Midgie. So, sorry if I bored anybody with that, but I don't know, I just wanted to try and talk about my experience a little bit with high school and stuff. So, you know, admittedly, I was okay through high school. I mean, people liked me, so that wasn't much of an issue. Did not have any actual dates in high school. I mean, I went to prom with Gene, but that didn't, I don't think that really counted. So yeah, I just figured I would just rant about something about while trying to play through this game again. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys some other time. Bye.